Winnipeg. In the bottom right, winning game number 1, he is
KT roster Zest, 주성우.
And in the upper left, in the red, the Terran Ho.
Acer Innovation, 이신형.
It's innovation, and that must be Zest?
Maybe.
Is that Zest? Zest has bigger biceps, though.
Yeah.
Let's
Zest
cut
is
right to
much
the point.
handsomer than that. But that is actually a picture of innovation.
That is.
See? Looks just like him.
Yeah. You probably didn't even know that wasn't the picture when it zoomed in. That was actually the human.
That was the human that time.
Flesh form.
The only way you could tell is the no glasses.
Yeah. So we're cross spots on Frost. This is a map that's been around for a long time. It's made for some great games.
Yeah, it's kind of the most standard map.
I'm not really surprised that Innovation picked it. This is a map he had a lot of success on when he was playing very well.
Well, let's see what he can get done here. There's Tom Cruise again, Tasis.
Yep. Who's the actress next to him?
I don't know, some chick with a sword.
Tom Cruise and chick with a sword.
It's a recipe for a good movie.
It is.
Well.
So we have the SCV coming down here. And he's just going to scout the bottom left and eventually discover that Zest is in cross spots. Zest has not scouted at all yet.
Yeah, I'm going to go a little bit later on that. Anyways, I mean, this is the very early game.
Gotta say, I think it's going to be pretty tough for Innovation to beat Zest here. Zest just looks so good.
This might be the hardest match in the group for him.
I think so.
Which is weird to say because recently Zergs have been doing better against Terrans than Protoss have. And Sulky's in the group, but Innovation in particular is someone that we've always looked up to as a great
TVZer.
Yeah, TVZer, so. Well, we'll see what happens with this. He's going for that reactor after his quick Reaper. I wonder what build Zest is going to go for.
Well, let's see. If whatever build he goes for, it's so far not going to be based off of the position of his opponents, and he's scouted super late. He's going for just a quick Nexus. I think this will do just fine against Innovation. Innovation doesn't do a lot of really aggressive builds early on.
No, that is true. Not in this matchup.
It normally tends to mass up, so I can't really blame Zest for doing a build like this one, where he just gets it expanded up and probably surveys what he can. So he actually gets that probe, so at this point in time, Zest really doesn't have even an idea if his opponent's in the upper left or the upper right. So
I think considering where that Reaper was, maybe probably thinks top left.
Probably a better bet than top right, but still in the dark.
If someone put a gun to his head right now, he'd say top left for sure.
Gun to his head. I love when you do the gun in the head against. Gun in his mouth. He might do this. Like,
all right, we have the Robo on the way. +1 attack very quickly being gotten by Innovation. Very popular strategy at the moment in this matchup. Wonder which strategy that Zest is going to go for with this Robo. You think he's just going to go into a 3-base macro game? Or is he going to try some sort of cheeky 2-base play?
I think he might just go to 3-base macro play. I mean,
I think so.
Look at how game number 1 went. I mean, Innovation was trying to simply pry open Zest, who he was pretty confident was spread out a bit too thin. It's not easy to stop a Terran like that. You know, when there's 6 medevacs in play and you have 3 bases. I mean, even the best can lose in a situation like that. But I think in this case, Zest again will probably just go for the defensive play. Occasionally, when you're this good at defense like Zest, and you're against a player like Innovation who will, and in the mid game and after, go towards aggression. Those aggressive plays can usually be gift wrap presence. And you end up just gunning down the medevacs who shoot down stray units, and then you're ahead.
That's how I win all my PVTs. I
know. It's funny because I know you so well.
It's a good way to play, Tasis.
Yeah, so we have the Forges here. He's just going to defend.
This is a great way to play this map, to be honest. Going into this double Forge play, very solid. Now, even getting that Twilight Council up a little bit after the Forges, focusing on the 1-1 a little bit more than Blink. From Innovation, against a play like this, sometimes you can hit a nice SCV pull timing. And that's something that you were talking about before that Innovation has really preferred in the past. So here it wouldn't be that bad an idea either.
Okay, so this should just trigger the Nexus Cannon. Then he goes backs out. He's milked the Mothership Core for some of its energy, which could be another time warp that's not there later on, let's say.
And that Stalker used a little bit of its ammo.
A little bit of its energy. That's about 3 less lasers there from those Stalkers.
Yeah. Well-known fact, Stalkers run out of lasers eventually. After a 10-hour game, they're gone.
You realize that even if we have 10,000 people watching, there'll be one person that's like, really? Whoa! Oh!
I'm doing that person a disservice. I should stop. All right,
he's actually getting a lot of gates here. Now, we've seen Protosses in situations like this oftentimes expand to their third very late.
I think that's what we're seeing.
They simply don't want to. As late as humanly possible, because a lot earlier in StarCraft II we saw Protosses expand a little bit around now, and then get the gateways, and then what happens is what Innovation did in the last game always kills them.
That's right, exactly. And he wants to play a lot safer than that. He doesn't want to give an easy kill window. There may still be a kill window coming up for Innovation, but it's not going to be so simple. With those extra gates up, with Blink finishing up, 1-1 upgrades, and Colossus in the mix, that's just always going to be tough to engage correctly and actually kill off the Protoss. I even love how he's gotten such a late Thermal Lance here. Just a super safe build here from Zest.
Now Innovation has picked up. Is he going to make the similar mistake to
Look at the observer spread, man.
Beautiful.
4 observers. It's just so well done. He's just playing complete defense here. Will's Innovation know he can make like 2 command centers in the top right and get away with it, because Zest is just being like so safe.
Well, that's what's so funny about it, right? Like, Zest is not even interested in touching the Terran early on. He just sits there and waits.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what he ends up doing here. He does have a good number of Stalkers, good number of Colossus as well. Of course, those units...
Everything's so well placed here. You know? Look at that. I mean, you're not going to get in there and do any damage to him.
No, I think that was specifically just to probably set off the Nexus Cannon, and if he got really lucky, get a Colossus.
And now the Marines and Marauders are coming down.
Looks like Zest may be getting ready to take that third base. I believe he has sent a probe there at this point. Innovation's third. Definitely going to be a bit quicker, though, as it should be. Not as quick as it could have been, though. You know, if he could have somehow identified exactly what Zest was doing, he definitely could have expanded a bit quicker and gotten a little bit more of a lead. But as we see, he does still have that supply lead, much in thanks to the fact that so much of Zest's resources are being put into tech and upgrades.
Here comes those 4 medevacs again. I feel like like Zest is on like a paddle boat, but Innovation right now is like a shark circling him.
Yeah, something like that.
But I don't know.
He's loading his musket right now. And as we all know, sharks are weak to muskets. You never hear about sharks killing like people during the Revolutionary War and stuff, right?
Well, I don't think that was like the big topic back then.
Well, no,
in the Revolutionary War,
wasn't because
I don't know if sharks were a
muskets.
major role in anybody's life, man.
Because like muskets. Cheese taste. Let's read a history book.
Yeah, sorry, man. The third base is going to finish up here for Zest. And from now, it looks like Innovation's going to try to sneak down south.
And look how many gates he just added, too. He just added 4 more. So he's going up to, like, what, maybe 12 gates or so?
And he should be almost done making probes here and just be cranking out a serious army.
This is the type of army and upgrades where you just skip High Templars, because you've got 2-2 and you've got an insane amount of gateways with a solid economy.
He might be able to, if he defends the next 2 Terran attacks, he might be able to go up here and hit the 4th, too.
Yeah.
And then it's pretty straightforward from there. Then if he wants to, we can Templar tech later on. But for the time being, yeah, he's just going to have raw muscle back in him. And actually, he starts Templar tech now. Okay.
Yeah, I think that is going to be focused, like, he can go for Storm, but I think that's going to be focused on just switching into a lot of Archons and Zealots. Because with this many gateways and these upgrades, it's like you don't have a ton of gas to go for Psy Storm, and that's like almost going to make your army more flimsy for a bit, whereas he's got so much muscle and so many gates. I think it's a good idea to just like focus on heavy ground units right now.
Okay, so the army's now coming down here for Innovation, going down to the bottom center. Innovation has been waiting for an opportunity to hurt Zest. Zest is airtight.
He's like a submarine.
Oh, micro. All right, guess not.
No problem.
Easy peasy.
It's not fair. 100 minerals versus 100 minerals.
All right, now Zest is confident moving out on the map. He's almost got the next upgrades here. So this is going to be a pretty scary army, and he might not need to attack into this until just when those upgrades finish. So with 3-3 here.
This is posturing right now. He's trying to force Innovation into position for a battle. And in fact, when Innovation turns around and starts running, oh man, look at that punishment right there.
That was really nice. Bruising 2 of those medevacs too.
Yeah, in the meantime, the reason why he had to run, a big chunk of his army being dropped over here, 20 supply worth. And he will force a cancel there, but that means that Zest may be able to push a little bit quicker.
All right, he's coming up here now.
5 Colossus. Oh yeah, he's mixing those Archons as well. He's going to have 3-3. When that 3-3 finishes, Tasteless, he may drop the hammer.
A scan here. A Warp Prism coming up now, too. Innovation has to be prepared. No, Innovation is maxed out, by the way. So when he drops this, when he warps in an army over here, there's not necessarily going to be a lot of Marines popping out. I think the last wave just did come out.
Well, don't worry, there's not a lot of Zealots coming out.
Yeah, that's true. But at least he has a supply, though. He can make a lot here. And in fact, I think that's what he's doing right now.
He's actually lost some pylons, so he's going to have to work in a bit more. But yeah, starting to deal some real damage here in the main base. Quite hurting the economy of Innovation.
All right, he gets the factory down here.
Ooh, even warping in some BTs now.
And this is really smart because when this battle's going on, it's going to be very hard for him to juggle all these different tasks here. Now he comes out, he pulls back just slightly. He might have to blink away.
Now don't forget, there's no Psy Storm here, so he's got to actually punish him with these Colossi. But with this many Vikings, he's starting to deal a lot of damage to them.
The Zealots in the front, the Archons as well, doing a lot of damage, but the Viking number is just absurdly big. The DTs, though, and the Zealots still doing damage in the main here. A lot of SCVs have been killed off.
Yeah, that's quite, if you look at that, wow, 26 SCVs killed, still a lot of units in this main base.
Takes out the armory there.
That's annoying, he's going to have to rebuild that as well. Very nice drop by Zest, but, you know, he lost quite a chunk of his units during that battle, and Innovation held on to his 4th. While, don't forget, before all that happened, he canceled the 4th of Zest, so Innovation's done a great job. When you actually tally everything up, it really looked for a bit there like Zest was going to pull far ahead, but at the end of it, Innovation is the guy with the supply lead, is the guy with the extra mining base as well.
A regroup over here. And, I mean, you know, Zest has been knocked back pretty far as where his army was. He's going to have to remake the Colossi, all those Zealots and Stalkers. And I like Zest just keeping his opponent occupied over here.
Yeah, any harassment he can get done right now is smart because it's going to take a bit to get that army back up to what it once was. Definitely not as strong as it used to be. Kind of like Tasteless. But you know, he's got his 4th up. It just finished. Thing is, Innovation is starting to come across the map. And he's got a strong composition. He's got a good number of ghosts, a pretty fair amount of Vikings as well.
If the army coming down here now, we got to see, I mean, with the Viking count, this is going to be pretty strong against the Colossus. He's got the Stalkers in a good spot here, but let's see if the storms work. Okay, 1 storm there.
Well, that is a lot of ghosts.
Nice, man. Yeah. Pretty tough spot for the Protoss to try to wait for him. You know, a good position to get that storm off there. Snipe coming out so fast. I do like the defensive Templars over here. But, you know, this looks like a game where I think they're both just going to mine from their 4ths, and the game will go on. I mean, it's Innovation is the one that can be the initiator now, but this is also, it's very tough to go attack into Protosses with Colossi and the Mothership.
The defensive High Templars are the scariest things in the entire world. Like, they're just so ridiculously efficient, and Psy Storms can come out of absolutely anywhere. As we see, there's like High Templars just sitting around waiting for this.
And that's so easy for him to do that. He zaps the medevac and just drives him out completely. Now, let's see. Protoss should be able to cope with this as well.
Well, he's got to kill those rocks. He actually should have killed those a while ago. Bringing up a flank with High Templars. We'll see if he can hit that off.
Nice.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful. And he's going to hit him all the way back now. I'm under the impression you even see those High Templars over there.
Yeah.
Zest completely obliterating that army.
That's painful. That High Templar flank changed absolutely everything in that battle.
The scale here tips back towards Zest now. Zest can be the initiator, moving back out again.
A really nice move there. Very important part of this game for sure.
And right now, Innovation being like a Zerg here, trying to counterattack to keep the Protoss from turning around. Protoss is going to continue to move forward here.
Well, that's an attack he's going to need to do something. He can't just have this go up and be impotent because he just lost his 4th base.
We see the attack over here being denied, and another attack coming down here, but in between the planetary and the army with the Zealots were not able to be utilized to hit that top part. And now Innovation wiping out the Colossi over here. He runs back up, but just barely that Colossi shut down.
Fantastic play here from Innovation, like really awesome. You know, there were points in this game where it really looked like Zest was going to be able to take control and eventually win the game, but non-stop Innovation's been fighting right back tooth and nail.
Got to hand it to Zest, though. He's done a very good job of harassing.
Yeah, those stalkers up there are amazing.
Doing, you know, a lot with a little. But yeah, with Zest down on a 4th base, this is going to be tricky. You know, a lot of this may go back to the fact he didn't get Psystorm early on. He was really hoping to get in there with a good timing.
Yeah, he was trying to muscle attack, and muscle attacks don't always work. Sometimes finesse beats them down.
Yeah. We see also Innovation expanding again down here to the bottom left now. 5th base for Terran is always very hard to control. It's hard for everybody, but especially hard for Terran. So let's see if he can actually hold that. Finally hitting the rocks over here. Thought that was going to happen a while ago.
Yeah, that should have happened a while ago. That's something you've got to clear out. You don't want to attack down there into a Terran army.
We only have 1 Viking here with this group?
Yes, there's only 1 Viking on this
This is going to make the Colossi really strong here.
And the double Robo's super paying off at this point. In fact, Innovation could be in trouble.
You got to wonder, yeah, I was going to say an attack all the way across the map here actually could bode very well for Zest. Zest just needs to keep grouped up.
Well, he definitely picked off a big chunk of the army there, and as you can see, that's reflected in the supplies. Innovation actually fallen behind at this point with supply, but he has that additional base that we haven't talked about yet, the 5th, and it's mining pretty heavily. So he's going to be able to refill his supply pretty quickly here. Whereas Zest, he's had a hard time keeping that 4th up. He's lost it. It was canceled before. You know, his bases have been late this game overall anyways.
You know, it looks like that 5th base actually is being attacked, or was, excuse me. And he's going to move over here with that army. Now, again, the 5th base can be pretty easy for the Protoss to take out, and now hitting these 2 locations at once?
Well, it's a smart move. He's going to be able to shut down the economy up at this northern base for Innovation with those 4 Stalkers and 2 High Templars. Probably use the Stalkers to attack, and then when anything comes up to clear, he just storms it to death. Really good move. Can he kill off that 5th base, though? Because that 5th base is...
Well, he has to coming up here. Terran's eventually going to be mule dumping onto the base that's the 4th right now. Oh my god, really nice harass. And look at this, he just runs across that bridge. Even if the army comes up and tries to chase him through there, 1 storm can melt a lot of those Terran units. And look here, now he can push across again. Again, Zest is very good at the chess game aspect of StarCraft II.
Certainly he is, but Innovation just as good at it. Walks down here, he's ready for this attack, gets in position.
But the SCVs that are getting killed here? Yeah. I don't know about this, man. I mean, just because he's not killing it, I mean, how many more SCVs is Innovation going to lose? He's at 45 to the 62.
I wonder how many he's actually lost this game total. It's quite a few.
It's got to be pretty high. Now, Zest did secure that 4th base. Taking this 5th one up here, by the way, considering the position of the harassing army here, there's actually a very low chance that Terran's going to figure out about this.
Well,
okay, now the Vikings are coming. About time he got some more of those in this game.
Yeah, definitely. He needs those with 5 Colossus out. You may need more than the 9.
This is what I was talking about, Toast. See this? See, I just outmaneuvered him here? I think Innovation might end up losing this in the long run. I mean, Zest is just actually better at the positional game. Even though Zest had a weaker army and economy, he just keeps outmaneuvering here. And then you can see Innovation trying to do the same thing, but the warpins that are happening are not doing enough.
Well, you know what? It's really painful that he had to move his whole army up to deal with that harassment on his ledge and then lost his 5th. You know, I think the 5th was going to have to go down anyways because Zest did just get a bigger and better army right now. and he wasn't quite ready to deal with that, but still very painful to see
All right,
for
we have
Innovation.
Templar here on the side. Oh, this is over, man. This is way too much Protoss.
Yeah.
GG. Innovation is out.
Yeah, he'll go down
for
that
this
loser match.
Yeah.
You know what? He played actually quite well, but at the end of the day, Zest was just too strong. That Terran versus Protoss play was good enough to beat quite a few top-end Protoss, that's for sure.
Yeah. It was simply Zest's positioning. He was too good. I think a lot of this it was one of the more subtle aspects of the game, but at that upper base on the right, he just kept having some stalkers there, kept storming.
Yeah.
Innovation seemed to just not quite be able to multitask well enough.
He needed to do something a little bit different up there to hold on, like whether
Seems
that
like he
was
almost
a
needed something,
bunker or Widow
beat me to it,
Mines
bunker
or
something like that. So, Innovation though playing very well today. He's still got a very good chance of getting out of this group.
I think he still has a pretty good chance. Yeah.
I think so. He doesn't look bad. It's just Zest looks that good. We're going to take a short break. When we return, we're going to go to our winners match, see who's going to be the first to get out of Group D here in the GSL Code